A very good morning to all my dear lovely students. Welcome you back to yet another class of lesson number 9, the foolish fish. So my dear students, in our last class I have already done the explanation of the chapter where we have learned about the foolish fish. Yes, and how the little fish is known as the foolish fish. What foolishness did the little fish do in the poem? Right. So my dear students, in our today's class we will be doing the summarization of the poem and also we will be discussing the textual exercises that we have in our poem. Okay, so my dear students, without doing further delay, let's start our summarization of the poem. So my dear students, please take out page number 3. I'll be reading out the poem and then after I'll be explaining again. Okay, we will just do the summarization of the poem one more time. Got it? Okay, so my dear students, I read. Please put your index finger in the lines that I'll be reading now. The foolish fish. Dear mother, said a little fish, is that a worm I see? I'm very hungry and I wish you had get the worm for me. Sweet fish, the mother cried and started from her corner. That worm you see is there to hide the sharpness of our hook. As I have heard the little trout was young and foolish too, and presently he still went out to learn what might be true. Around about the worm he played and gave it a hard, long look. And dear me, to himself he said, I'm sure there is no hope. I think I'll give one little bite. And that what he did. And thus he died, that little fish, by not doing as he was told. Yes, so my dear students, it's a very beautiful story in the poem that we have learned, right? In this lesson, in this poem, we have learned that it's very important that we need to learn how to obey our elders. Yes, I told you in the previous class that my dear students, whatever our parents tell us, they always tell for our betterment. Yes, whatever our elders tell us or whatever the suggestion is given to us that we get from the elders are always valuable. Okay, so never try to ignore that. Not try, never ignore that. Okay, don't think that, okay, my mama always says no for whatever I ask. Yeah, wherever I want to go, my mama always says no for it. My papa always says no for it. Sometimes it happens that your papa allows but your mama says no. And you think that you tell your mama that mama you are not good. You are not at all cooperative. You don't listen to me. Papa is very good. He listens to me. He says to whatever I say or whatever I say my papa does. So mama you are not good. My papa is best. Vice versa again. You say that Papa, you are not good. Mama is good. Mama listens to me. She allows me to do whatever I like. That's not right. So my dear students, you need to learn why your parents are just objecting the things that is not required, that is not good for you. Okay, so try and understand every time this, that whatever your parents are telling, they are telling only for your betterment. Right? I'm so old now, but even then whenever I ask something, whenever I ask for permission to my mommy, papa, they says no, it's not good for you. Okay, when they say so, I feel a bit bad. Okay, why papa and mama says so? But later on I know that okay, that wasn't good for me, because my dear students, later or sooner you come to know that that was not good for you. And then I realize, oh yes, my mama and papa was right when they said no for the thing. Okay, so my dear students, it's a very beautiful story about a little fish. Mama fish and the baby fish was staying under water. Okay, and what had happened one day when mama fish was a bit far from the baby fish, the little fish saw a worm. Okay, at first it was not sure that whether it was a worm or not. So it asked its mama that, mama, is that a worm? I'm very hungry and I want to have that. Can you get that for me? We all have a tendency of doing that. Yes, whenever we are hungry, we always rush to our mama saying that, mama, I'm very hungry, please give me that, please cook that for me. Yes or no? In the same way, the little fish too asks for the worm to its mama. Yes, but mama fish already knew that it was not a worm. It was something which was not supposed to be there, and the little fish was not supposed to be near that object. So what was the object? It was a hook, a metal which is used to catch fish. Yes, a curved object. So when the little fish asked for it, mama fish directly told that, no, my dear, you are not getting, you are not understanding. See, the mother fish cried out loud and said that you are not supposed to be there. It's not the worm, but it's hiding very sharp object inside it, and when you'll go near it, you may get hurt. Yeah, but the little fish didn't listen to its mama. It didn't even hear to what the mama fish was telling. As the fish, so in third stanza what it says, as I have heard, the little trout was young and foolish too, and presently he still wants to learn what might be true. So the little fish wanted to know that mama told me not to go there. It's not the worm, it's a hook. So let me go there and check whether my mama is telling the truth or not. Right? So what it did, it was so curious. We all are curious. The children are more curious of learning things. Yes, for that reason you can see, if you have a very younger brother or sister, you can see that when you say that you are not supposed to touch my thing, your brother and sister will always go near that and they will try to touch that. Yes, in the same way, the little trout was curious too, and it wanted to know whether the mama fish has said the correct, or mama fish was just trying not to send him there. Okay, so what it did, the little fish, the little trout went near the hook and it just took round and round of it and it observed very nicely. Okay, so the little trout, after observing it, said that, okay, I can't see any hook in there. It's the worm and I'm very hungry. I'm going to eat the worm now. Okay, and what happened? When the little fish just thought of it and it directly took a little bite. And that little bite just killed the little trout. Yes, so my dear students, what is the moral of the story? We need to listen to our elders. If the little trout would listen to its mama fish, then it would be alive now. Right? For that reason, we need to always listen to our parents. Okay? This class, your friend Devraj gave us a very beautiful example. Okay, what had happened to him? So Devraj is in his village, and what had happened when he went to his village, there was an old showcase. Okay, and Devraj mama told that you are not supposed to be there. But Devraj, he didn't listen to his mama. He went there and accidentally tripped and he cut his leg. Okay, so it was a very, very nice lesson. Devraj told us that it was his mistake that he didn't listen to his mama. Yes, and Devraj has narrated so nicely. He told that ma'am, my condition was like the little trout, where little trout didn't listen to his mama and met an accident. In the same way, I didn't listen to my mama and I met an accident too. So it was a very beautiful narration that he told us about the incident, or you can say the accident that he met. Okay, so yes, so my dear students, it's a very beautiful poem. It's a very good moral lesson that we have learned through the poem. Okay, so my dear students, coming to the textual exercises. So let's discuss what we have in here. So let us discuss. The first question is, what kind of fish is mentioned in the poem? So it's very easy. Who can answer me this? Okay, so the the kind of fish mentioned in the poem is trout, T-R-O-U-T. Coming to the second one, what did the fish see? So we all know what did the fish see? Yes, the fish saw a worm, right? Coming to question number 3, what was the worm hiding? The worm was hiding a hook. Am I right? The fourth question is, did the little fish try to eat the worm? Yes, the little fish tried to eat the worm. Yes, coming to exercise number 2, literature comprehension. So what we have here, let's check out. What was the little fish asking his mother to get for him? The little fish was asking his mother to get the worm that he saw for him. Yes, coming to number 2, what did his mother tell him about the worm? It's a very important question, okay? His mother told him that the worm was hiding a hook. Yes, my dear students, please learn the meaning of the word that I have already given you. Okay, sorry. What did the little fish think of doing? The little fish thought of giving the worm a bite. Yeah, the little fish wanted to have a bite of the worm. Yes. Okay. What happened to the little fish at the end of the poem? At the end of the poem, the little fish died because it didn't listen to its mama fish and it went near the hook and it gave a small bite. But it was not the worm, but it was the hook which hurt him and also killed him. Am I right? Okay. So my dear students, coming to exercise 3 now, I'm not going to give the answer. We are going to discuss this in our next class. Okay. So you are going to give me that answer. Why do you think the little fish mother told him not to go near the worm? Was she right? Yes. So this answer I want from you all. So we will be discussing this question in our live class. Okay. Should we listen to our elders? Why or why not? Yes. So I told you why we need to listen to our elders. Yes. So your answer might be different. Yes or no? So you have to give the answer of that. I told you that we should listen to our elders because they care for us and they always want the best for us. Yes, so for that reason we need to just listen to what they say, because sometimes you all are very small. You cannot take your own decision, right? Being an elder, I can't take my own decision. I always go to my mama, papa asking for any suggestions. Yes, as parents they know the best for us. Got it? So this is my answer. What is your view? You have to answer me that. Got it? Okay, so my dear students, that's all for today. In our next class, we will be discussing the value-based questions that I have asked. Okay, so my dear students, that's all for today. Thank you and have a nice day.